I've seen a positive change in the overall classroom environment with the use and implementation of the program. So it is creating a more positive atmosphere and amongst their relationships when they socialize with one another, whether it's for an assignment or just amongst their groups.
Okay. Something I really like about EduGuide is how it teaches us new things. Like, it teaches us new ways to approach people, teach something to our classmates. Like, it just it teaches you how to appreciate yourself like in a new way.
What I like about EduGuide is the opportunity to be positive and express your feelings, not having to tell anyone else, but people who you could cooperate with, and it teaches you valuable lessons.
The better they feel in the classroom, the more apt they are to pay attention and listen and formulate those relationships with their peers and the teacher. So then there should be minimal to no discipline, and they want to be in class and they want to come to school. And in essence, that correlates to higher grades and better performance.
I would love to see more students take advantage in what EduGuide has to offer, because we do see the increased, like Mr. Bocanera, increased student attendance. Kids are happy and they understand, the importance of school and why it is to just be a better human.
What I really liked is that it teaches us how to do things correctly, like how to compliment someone, just to compliment them. What really stayed, I guess, was how you have to compliment their effort, not what they did.
The overall program just kind of gives like positive feedback for us, and when we are answering the questions, we're just kind of giving into a deeper thought of like how we can handle certain situations or how we can motivate people to do better in anything or any way.
I noticed that they're reflecting at deeper levels, and as part of my social sciences class, I encourage that, and for them to think deeper by also asking questions. And I do like the level of questioning that is a part of EduGuide.
Like, it just inspires me because even though you're not supposed to, you still help people, and it helps them achieve something that they've been working for for a really long time, and it's helpful for you and for the other person. Like, it inspires them to also do that for somebody else who's in that situation.
What I like about EduGuide is how it helps me know about how people learn and how they react to certain things that people say to other people. Like, if I'm saying I'm smart, they're gonna think, well, I'm gonna feel a little bit discouraged. And I liked how I learned about that, and also how it helps teach me how the mind works too, so I can become a better motivator.
It makes you feel like you're actually being heard by someone. Like, someone's reading your responses, someone's responding back to you because they have something to add to what you said. It makes you feel like she said, like, you're not just another student in the school, like, you actually matter, and somebody is looking at you, reading about you, like, somebody is seeing you, and you're not being just invisible in a big crowd of students in the school.
There's something that I tell the students every morning, because when I go on to the announcements, and I tell them at Palmview High School, you matter. And we are sincere when we say that, when we make that statement. And so I feel with the help of EduGuide and with those videos and with those guiding questions, the students know that they truly do matter, and the teacher cares for them sincerely and wants to know them.
I really like that you don't get pushed onto do a new lesson, and that you can take your own time. And that's actually been helpful for me a lot, because normally when everything's pushed down into you, you get a lot of stress, and when it's not, you feel free.
It really changes the way a person looks at something. Like, last week, one of my friends, she was having a hard time with a test, so I told her, like, don't give up, keep studying, you can do it, like, just don't give up. And she actually passed her test this last Wednesday.
For me, I really love sports, so whenever I'm with a teammate or something like that, I kind of use what I've learned in the program.
It's like when the students complete the lesson, like the Michael Jordan one, like teachers were talking about, kids talking about Michael Jordan. Why are kids talking about Michael Jordan? Or they'll tell the teachers, we've been talking about fixed and growth mindset, and that sounds like a growth mindset, and they're gonna be like,
What I like about EduGuide is that it uses real life situations. So then when we're put actually into the world, we'll know what to do and what to say.
How it teaches you something new, and that new thing has to do with reflecting. Like, you reflect on yourself a lot. That's what I like about that program.
I love the fact that it also, and I see this in their responses, focuses them towards achieving their goals. What can they do differently? Or what can they do starting now, to make positive changes in their daily routines when it comes to a variety of aspects in their life, whether it's sports, academics, and their relationships. And I've witnessed that in their writing and in their speaking with one another.
How you can tell something to your younger self, like how to do it differently, how to think about what you're gonna do, teach something to your younger self. I like that a lot, because it actually pushes you to think about how you could have done things different, how you will do things different, and how it's gonna affect your future and your present and what you do today, tomorrow, later on. I like that part a lot.
At first, I actually didn't want to do it, but then as I started, it started getting easier and easier, and it was actually getting to the point where it was actually fun.
What it takes about 15-20 minutes. While the kids are working, you can be working with her also. While the kids are going to their pathway, you can be going to the pathway. And providing, even as adults, when I was looking at some of those videos and reading some of the quotes, you reflect and you think back, and it makes you think. So then I'm thinking about a teenager's mind and how much they can benefit from it, and adults as well.
We know nowadays students' lives are pretty tough with their workload and the high expectations that we are consistently raising, and especially in the academies that they're in. So this program is like a breath of fresh air, really. It brings them back to really realizing their importance in their overall academic.
It makes the students feel important and feel like they're not just another student at the school. It actually teaches you something, about yourself.
I know that if I'm in any kind of trouble, I can go to an administrator for anything. And the fact that they actually see my responses means I can go to them for this, I can go to them for that. It doesn't change the way I answer something. It just encourages me to be more honest, more open, so that they can know me, and so that whenever I need something, they'll be there for me, and they'll understand me fully.
Every student comes with a story,
Yeah.
and it's important that we know their story so we can best address the students. A lot of times, we can pull up data and we can look at reports and we can see, the students not coming to school and they're not passing their classes and they're not doing well on their exams, but there's always a reason as to why. And this helps us find out the why and how we can better address the students' needs. I think just knowing the student's background, what may be happening at home, how the student best deals with different situations that arise for whatever the case may be. As an educator, I know I would want to know that, so I can know, what, Luis didn't do his homework, but maybe it's because the light was cut off at home this month and they don't have electricity, or there's, dad left, or mom is in jail. And those are real situations that we deal with when it comes to our students. And just helping the teacher better understand those things that are happening, I think assist them as an educator. And it's not just about what's in the book and what it is that we need to cover, but learning how to better deal with the students is beneficial, and I know EduGuide has helped in that manner.
I believe that my spelling has benefited, and that I've spelled, and the words that I make are a lot more interesting, and the way that I put them.
And I like the fact that they added a new feature, and so do they. I believe that with certain words, they can click on it and it gives them a definition or more explanation. That's a great feature. I think that was recently implemented.
Yeah.
That was very helpful, especially with our large, sizable LEP population.
What I like about EduGuide is that it helps us to learn more about the out world, and it has taught me how to be more positive about myself, and it has helped me how to show people how to help others and encourage them to do better.
I see the need that is there because of everything that is happening in the outside world, and I want to make sure that students are prepared, both with their education and also emotionally. So I feel that EduGuide has helped them in that manner, or is helping them currently in that manner, because I want for them to be able to not just be ready, to go and ace an exam in their college, their college test or whatever, but I also want for them just to be a good, well-rounded person in case they don't do well. What is it that they can do? How can they better deal with situations that may be causing them stress?
Something that isn't really covered in school, it teaches you through a program in school. So I think that's pretty cool, because like school is math and reading and history and science, but this is actually teaching you about life after high school, after you finish school and you go into the real world. Like, it teaches you how to be a better person in the future, how you can even be better like just a couple seconds after someone tells you something.
I know initially a lot of people may think, oh, this is going to be like another program, something else that we need to do. But we've seen the benefits. We've seen how both the students have grown, but we've also seen how the teachers have grown and how great a tool it is. Again, just to deal with the overall student. It's not just, a lot of times we deal with numbers, but it's not just about the numbers. It's about making a better person. Sending out, we'd let the kids know after high school, you're going out into the real world. We want to send a good, well-rounded person into the real world.
I've noticed more and more helping others, and they're more receptive to one another. Just overall, little by little, in different aspects, the conversation among students has improved. I do see more positive relationships, and I do attribute that largely to the implementation of EduGuide.